right, guys, here we are on Shattered Temple. We have got in the blue at the, well, sort of 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock position, I would say. It is none other than Liquid HerO trying to get himself a lead in this IPL Fight Club, but he has to do it against this guy, a reigning champion in the red. From NSHS, it is Jjakji.
Yes, indeed. Close positions right here on Shattered Temple. We'll see, Jjakji obviously picked this map, has a very definite build in mind he wants to use. It's easy to put on some pressure here, and we'll see what kind of approach he wants to take.
Yeah,
and
well, close air positions can lead to a lot of kind of interesting situations. We'll put it that way. I mean, especially in TVP, it's a smaller map. I mean, it's really unlike a lot of the tournament maps out there these days. One basing is still very, very easily executable on this map. So we do see a lot of that. But I don't know. I mean, something like Banshees have always been good on, well, Lost Temple originally and still today on Shattered Temple. Yeah. They're making a comeback in TVP, so wouldn't be surprised to see Jjakji do something like that. It'd be pretty cool. And
if you'll remember, back at the beginning of the last game on Calm Before the Storm, Jjakji was kind of showing us that he wanted to try something weird. Went gas first into Hellions and Marines with that medevac, but then was thinking about Banshees as a follow-up, still off of one base, canceled that and expanded and put down other barracks after that. So he's clearly shown us after the proxy in Game 1 especially that he is willing to do something a little bit crazier, a little bit more pressure intensive.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's also willing to switch things up depending on kind of what he sees, too, which is always the mark of a good player. It's like HerO finds his opponent right away. It's kind of nice. He gets to get in there, check how much gas has been used with everything, and just kind of looking for the click. He actually didn't click on the gas. It's kind of funny. Less and less. It seems like for a while there, all the pros would click on the gas, check how much gas has been used. But lately, it seems like people have kind of been sticking it. We'll see if he does this time, because it is kind of nice. I mean, you can sort of get a basic timing and gas first, and TVP is so rare that in most cases it's probably fine to skip actually clicking on it and looking at how much gas has been used. But it surprises me sometimes when I see pros skip that. It's a really easy thing you can do to get information, and so why not do it?
HerO's a pretty smart player, too. May have seen that the barracks was up on normal time, and, you know, there was just the right amount of SCVs as well. Just assume that way. Oh, and we already have a factory coming down after a barracks first build for Jjakji. HerO, on the other hand, has not really shown us anything out of the ordinary. He's sticking on one gas for a little bit longer than if he was going for just like a Stalker Sentry expand, but we still have yet to see what kind of hand he's going to play. Oh, but look at that. Second gas coming out for Jjakji.
Yep, that's right. And let me look at his ramp real quick here.
Of course.
Checking something. Okay, yeah, he's building that third supply depot a little bit early just to get the wall off up. Just want to make sure that's where he was building it. And, so I think we're going to see a little bit of reactored Hellion action from our Terran player.
Yes. And we're going to see what he does here in a second, as that reactor is on the way, and we'll see if he goes right into a starport here in a second. SCV is already out, and there's the 150, and okay, no, he's waiting for a little bit, but it looks like he is going to throw one down in a second. There it is. Now, his opponent, on the other hand, already putting down gateways 2 and 3, being a little bit safer after the pressure builds that he's taken, and he knows his opponent hasn't expanded yet.
Yep. So what I'm kind of curious is what the mid game is going to look like with Jjakji. I mean, obviously he's doing a bit of a 1-1-1 here, but will it be an all-in type 1-1-1, or is this going to be some sort of pressure into an expand? In the past, a lot of times if we saw this, you knew it was going to be an all-in. There was no such thing as an all, 1-1-1 into something else. But these days TVP, we're seeing a lot of innovation from the Terran side, so he could decide to try to play this a little bit more economical too.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're still waiting on the follow-up from him, though. Of course, he does have that medevac storming out after that. It's really the only thing that he's using gas on at the moment, though, and he is continuing to produce, or I guess mine, with 6 harvesters at a time off of gas. Now, we do have 3-gate robo now for HerO, so a lot of production facilities just off of one base.
I wonder if we are going to see Cloak Banshees after this. He's saving up so much gas, it'd be pretty simple for him to switch buildings over. And, a little bit of pressure here, but those Marines might be caught between a rock and a lasery place. Yeah, losing a lot of early units. That is something you never want to have happen as Terran. And he is actually in a bit of trouble here. It's going to be tough for him to stop HerO from breaking up this ramp.
Now, it looks like he's going to counter drop with 3 Hellions, though, so we're going to see if that can actually help turn the tide here. Whoa! A bunch of units pulled off of the line, and a bunch of those probes are falling, but the front is now down. and those supply depots falling. All right, already we see Jjakji supply blocked.
Yep.
And another one going down as well, so that supply block is not going to release for quite some time.
Those Hellions are still in the main, though. They still haven't been picked off quite yet by the Stalkers, and how many workers have been killed by these Hellions here? Not too bad. He's actually killed off 11 workers throughout this game, but he has got a lot to worry about at the front.
Yes, he does. Looks like he's pulling SCVs off of the line now to try and surround these units. Looks like he will get the surround off. And these Stalkers are eventually going to die, but they are going to take a lot of units with them.
Yeah, and HerO's actually going to kill a ton of SCVs if he decides to. Although, you know what? Looks like they're pretty low. So the Stalkers will have to make a run for it.
Yeah, that's true. But and then finally, yes, he is. Finally, that supply block has been released a little bit, so there are a few Marines out now. But more SCVs are continuing to die, and some are just straight up pulled off the line right now. So a lot of lost mining time. That workers killed starting to economize a little bit.
And more Stalkers coming in. This is a really tight spot right now for Jjakji. He's not getting any sort of economic stuff done. He's not mining is what I'm trying to say. Suddenly I'm like the Porky Pig caster there. Yeah, just taking some damage.
Medevac's on the field right now.
Yeah, just trying to buy time for that tank to come out is really what it comes down to. But again, just losing so many SCVs. Oh, man.
Yeah, that's still, he's actually increased that amount of workers killed now. He's trying to go after the tank with some good micro here on his Stalkers, but counter good micro being pulled as everything's picked up into the medevac. It looks like HerO is now going to try and pursue a little bit. He has an observer floating overhead as well. More SCVs pulled off the line, and the situation is just getting increasingly dire now for Jjakji.
More minerals, too, being used on repairing that tank that cannot be used on other things.
Right.
What's the worker count total right now? It is actually 26 to 15. Huge lead for our Protoss player in terms of economy at the moment.
Yes, it is. He's got a lot more Stalkers coming out as well with the Twilight Council on the way.
Okay.
Oh, just trying to back up until he can get his other Stalkers there, but that may get a couple of those Stalkers killed. Nice micro here from Jjakji, picking up, setting down those siege tanks over and over again. Don't believe he lost a unit right there, but more Stalkers are making their way in. The medevac goes down first. One siege tank falls. There's the GG. Liquid HerO has gone up in the set, and he is now ahead 2-1.